Hello everybody, welcome to Ageless Rock channel where if you put on your megalithic lens and see things in 4 dimensions, you will get a different perspective of what you have been seeing all this while. There are things that we see in disbelief and immediately ask if that is even humanly possible, and Qadamgah Mithra temple is one of them. Despite being such an awesome creation, we have little to no clue what actually happened here. The naming of this site can be confusing at first because there are 2 monuments with the name Qadamgah, which generally simply means footprint. But the one in the north of Iran is in the province of Azerbaijan was a temple, but currently used as a mosque, while the other in the southeast direction, approximately 1,100 kilometers away, in the province of Fars, is believed to be a monument that has something to do with water. This monument is located at an altitude of approximately 1,920 meters, or 6,300 feet above sea level, in the mountainous region of Azazshar. At 37° north latitude, it can get pretty cold here. It is near Qadamgah village and therefore also known as Qadamgah Temple. If it was chiseled out by ancient Persians, then those in the valley should know something about it. But as usual, no one on this planet knows anything about it. This cave is believed to be about 1,200 years old, which means it is a product of approximately 8th century Persians. Anyone who stumbled upon this cave will immediately ask who did this. The fact that we don't know anything about this cave shows that there is something wrong with our history of humanity. At any point in history, if Persians did this, I believe there is no way they will forget everything about it. If this was done by ancient Persians, they will not only remember what it is for, but also it will not be the one and only underground cave temple in the entire Persia. So now we have to go back further in religious history where Mithra was worshipped as a sun god deity in Persia before Zoroastrianism was fully formed into a mainstream religion. Mithraism later evolved from Roman influence and was in decline around 4th century. In Mithraism, Mithra is worshipped as the sun god among one of the many roles he played as a deity. At the root of this religion, it has some elements of Hinduism which closely resemble Shiva. Without diving into religious discussion, this hole on the top certainly seems to be representing the sun god entering the temple. I believe if not for Muslims taking over this site as a mosque, modern Mithraism devotees might make a comeback through this cave. From the striations, I can see that the machine went horizontally and it cut downward as it went in a circle. This mysterious machine stopped after reaching 12 meters deep and 15 meters in diameter. Assuming the formula for volume of a cone, this cave existed only after approximately 707 cubic meters of rock disappeared. The creation of this cavity is a mystery, and so is the disappearance of the rubble. Assuming the rock density of 2.2 tons per cubic meter, the estimated weight of bedrock removed should be about 1,554 tons. This is just to give you a rough idea of the colossal undertaking of emptying out bedrock for no apparent reason. With such a volume and weight of bedrock removed, it is impossible for Persians to forget to the point of lost civilization. This forgetful Persians is a highly unlikely narrative. If you want to praise ancient Persians as extremely hardworking, you must also conclude they were extremely forgetful. This subterranean cavity could have started off as a temple for Mithra devotees. Mithraism was already here before Zoroastrianism became mainstream. After Islamization of Persia, this bell-shaped cave became a mosque and Muslims still use it until today. In fact, Muslims use it as a place to celebrate Muharram and Ramadan. You can call this a temple or a mosque depending on who is the current tenant, but the megalithic landlord doesn't have a religion. They created this for a reason we will never know. They made several structures with the same concept and technology in Israel, and it is known simply as bell caves. In Israel, it is said that they were used as quarry for chalks. So now we have a similar structure with four outcomes. It was possibly a temple and is definitely a mosque in Persia. It was a cave shaped like a bell due to quarrying activity for chalk in Israel. We do not know how it was constructed and assume that the ancient Jews hewed the bedrock in blocks and lifted them instead of chisel it into pebbles and lifted the rubble in baskets. I can assure you that neither of those activities happened because the striations on the walls show that the machine moves horizontally while raking it vertically at an angle, and we never have that machine. If you visit Longyu caves in China, you can find those same striations that clearly shows the machine moves horizontally in a long stretch, but the raking actually cut the bedrock vertically at an angle. If Jews and Chinese use the same technique of removing bedrock, we would have known about it by now. Qadamgah Mithra temple has a side entrance, and the front was modified with what appears to be a slight Islamic architecture. The arch has a pointed tip at the top. The interior has a modern tile floor as improvement in modern times, but I think that is a damage to the original priceless archaeological site. About 200 meters from the cave temple or mosque, there are several pillars with carvings. These carvings are nicely done, but yet we seem to have no clue what they are or what they represent. This monolithic stone comes in various sizes, and I can see from the photos they are generally 4 to 5 feet tall. The way they sit upright makes them look like a tombstone, and therefore this area looks like a graveyard. The graveyard appearance is just a human perception, and it is clearly not a tombstone. Just like pillars in Göbekli Tepe and 15,000 deer stones in Mongolia, they have been there since forever, and we just interpret them as what we think ancient people would do as soon as they invented chisels and hammers. Qadamgah in Azerbaijan province is not just a mysterious megalithic site, but also a reminder to us that there was a civilization so advanced and different compared to us that they left a trail of knowledge we now call religion, and therefore their monuments can only be tombs or temples or palaces. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this short presentation on a monument we perceive as rock-cut temple or bell cave mosque. See you in the next video and have a wonderful day. This is Berniong signing out. Khoda Hafez.